not a good sign of things to come. Yep, it's leaking. Okay, so the only thing on this side is the fan switch. So I'm quickly going to remove this boost pipe and make sure, one, it is tight, and if it is, make sure actually, so I can have a clearer view once this pipe's removed, if actually the seal's on there is like a little copper O-ring that maybe is actually missing on this. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's just that and not the radiator. Okay, so there's a bit of a result. All it was the fan switch. It was just a little bit loose. I just looped it up and it stopped the leak. So I'm going for liquid moly. It's 1040. I've not had issues with this before. I also run the 530 version for my PD and it seems to work very, very well. Also, when I did the gearbox oil change on my Bon Jovi, the green one, I don't know if you guys saw that one. This one, I'm not sure if it actually has the gearbox oil in it. It might have been removed. Knowing me, I would have removed it. So I'm just going to double check and fit this stuff in. Like I've said, it works really well. So before I forget, also tightened up these Jubilee clips and put them on there. So that's all done from the oil breather side. Crack on with actually doing the engine cover. Luckily I have one bracket here that holds the engine cover on, but I need to fabricate one for here and one that comes off there. Small bits, time consuming. You guys don't see how long this actually takes on the video. It does take a long time making these little brackets, test fit, weld, you know, and all the rest of it. But yeah, it seems like a small bit of progress, but it actually takes a long time to actually make these custom brackets. All right, let's talk. Let me actually start making these. So as you can see, the engine cover's on, and quickly pull it off so I can show you guys the little brackets that I made for it. You know, I made them off camera because they're just so time consuming, it's quite boring. So yeah, I've got some angle iron, stainless, and made them up, so that's all done. Also, somebody asked me from the other video, what was that again? And I explained it again. This is an oil catch tank, comes off the oil breather, and it catches the oil here, and the cap is actually a more cool one, so the cap is actually breathable. You don't need a filter on it. Right, so I've looked around for the wiper arms and I cannot find them. So I'm going to quickly pop down to the scrapyard. It'll probably be quicker because I need to pick up some bits as well for a project freebie. But yeah, that's on another matter. So let me just go get some wipers for this. Okay, back from the scrapyard. I found a good set of wipers, gave them a quick spray with some satin black. Also got the little covers for them. I'm not going to break another windscreen. I'm not going to take the risk. So quickly just bolt these on, and then we can move on to the good bits that are on the bench. But we'll come back to that. Let's get these done first. Now that I've finished all the stuff in the engine bay, start moving on with the interior, wind these things up so that once they're wired up, I can actually get the car running. So these are the sun visors that I have. They're off the convertible, the 3.5. They're off the Color Concepts. The higher spec cars have the little lights. And also I've got a normal non-sunroof interior light. And the reason why I've had to get a plug is because that's got the sunroof plug, which is a lot larger. I think it's got 2 extra wires, 6 wires instead of 4 wires. So I need to rewire this. All right, so it's looking a bit more complete in here. So I got the sun visors done and they're wired in, as well as the interior light and the other side's done. Also notice I got to put the mirror in still, get some glass, some mirrors for the door mirrors. But wire that speaker in, hopefully I get that done as well in this video. As well as I realized the reason why I haven't put that on actually potentially is because I need to put the little pin for the door latch, but maybe I'll do that at a later stage. I think the most important thing really is I want to get this wiring sorted and out of the way so that I can actually get this started, power everything up, make sure everything works properly. The clocks, I've noticed the clock, the ref counter's actually dropped, so I need to reset the needle on that one and make sure also that all works properly. I need to get the airbag cassette needs to be wired in and put that in as well. And I've forgotten how nice it is to be in here actually. Look at that colour. Yeah, I've forgotten how nice it is actually. A nice place this is to be with all this retrimmed in the same leather as the seats, because I had those rear seats that I dismantled and got the gaiters done in here. Right, so battery's back in, and the first time I've connected up the positive, I'm going to connect up now the earth. But before I do that, make sure I open the door, because it has the first time it's been on. I don't want it to be any kind of shorts or anything. So everything looks fine there so far. Just double check what I've done here. Okay, key in the ignition. The fuse box seems fine. Turn the lights on. The radio comes on, and all that stuff comes on. The indicator all works. So I've got a bulb that needs to be checked. I need to check also, make sure all the lights work as well. Okay, so that one works. I have to check if it's not plugged in, if there's not off the bulbs. Okay, so the rear works. So again, I have to check the bulb, or it might be actually maybe a fuse is gone, so this side doesn't work due to a fuse. To check that. So I've got two relays here, and the reason why these are here like this, I still need to wire these in, which is going to be before I can even get the car started, which is going to be one is for the fuel pump, which I fitted into the tank, and also a water pump for the charge cooler system. It needs to be on this relay as well as a good friend of mine here in Portugal made me this. This is a closing unit for an alarm of some sort. And what he's done is he's actually wired it up differently inside so that I can actually open and close the roof, because the roof only has, unfortunately, it sends a signal, an earth there, on earth there. It doesn't actually swap, doesn't change the polarity of it. There's no real current going through there. So he's actually adapted this. So I need to take these plugs off and solder some other plugs on here. And I can actually put this into the car, and basically all it needs is a signal, and it will close and it will open. So I need to test that as well and wire that in. So unfortunately the key's not going to be turned this time, and I see the ABS light is on as well. So I think that is, these plugs here are for the ABS. I think these need to be plugged in as well. So there's a few bits that I still need to do wiring wise before I can actually get this started. So yeah, so there's still quite a lot to do, as you can see, wiring wise, but I've actually got rid of all the little bits off the list. I literally have no excuse now. Wiring up these relays and then turning the key to see if this thing actually starts after all this time. But that'll be in the next video. But thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Please, let's see if we can hit that 3,000 before Christmas, and I can get this car finished as well before Christmas. And if you want to see other stuff on this, there's a whole playlist here of, you know, from the very beginning of what this looked like. It's been a long while, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the journey. So subscribe, ding-a-ling-a-ling, click on the notification bell, and be safe.